Hello everybody, our company name is Blade Blocker. I'm Luke Brierly.
Aiden Rizzo.
And the goal of our company is to protect all hockey players from skate blade cuts on the wrist and neck area. As you guys can see in this video, the problem is a lot more common than you think. Players are constantly being cut in practice and games, and in the worst case scenario, sometimes they lose their lives. 8 months ago, a semi-professional player by the name of Adam Johnson passed away on the rink due to a skate blade cut on his neck. Now, his death didn't only affect his family and his friends and anybody else that knew him, but it affected the entire hockey community as a whole. As of recently, there's been a call to action for more cut-proof gear, especially on the neck and wrist areas. USA Hockey, which is the governing body of all players in the United States, has issued a new rule saying that all players under the age of 18 are going to have to wear cut-proof neck protection starting on August 1st of this year. And that's where Blade Blocker comes into play. Blade Blocker is a cut-proof compression shirt that players wear underneath their gear. It is comfortable, as well as having cut-proof material on the wrist and neck area. First of all, like I've been saying this whole time, it is cut-proof. This is what we were going to sell our whole product on, and this is what separates us from our competition and any other shirt in the hockey field. Next, it is versatile, as you can take the cut-proof gear, which is attached with Velcro to the outside of the shirt, and remove it. So you can take the shirt and throw it in the wash without damaging the material itself, and we hope that parents appreciate this as well. And next, it is comfortable, as no athlete, specifically hockey player, will want to have to wear uncomfortable gear while they're playing the game that they love. Now you guys may be wondering, what is this material I'm talking about? It's called Cuttex. It's a brand based over in England that has been making cut-resistant material for a decade now. When we came into contact with them and we were discussing how we're going to make our shirts, they recommended Cuttex Pro, which is made out of polyethylene and Kevlar material. When you think of Kevlar, you might think of heavy bulletproof vests, but this is designed specifically for hockey, and it is lightweight, so if a blade comes into contact with it, it won't penetrate to a player's skin.
This is an example of our target market. These are a few athletes from a local ice hockey rink near us. We are targeting boys hockey players ages 12 through 18 with Midwest rinks with an average household income of over $100,000. We are planning on expanding from just boys hockey players to girls hockey players as well as our company progresses, as well as expanding from just Midwest rinks to rinks all over the US and Canada as well. Our total addressable market is worth $1.91 billion, and this is the value the global ice hockey equipment market has. Our serviceable addressable market is worth $117.7 million. We got this by multiplying our price per unit times the amount of hockey players ages 12 through 18 that there are in Canada and the USA. Lastly, our share of market is worth 0.02%, which is about $27,497. This is an example of our main competitor, Warroad. Warroad is founded by NHL hockey player TJ Oshie. Warroad features a cut-resistant compression shirt designed to safeguard hockey players from skate cuts on their wrists, forearms, and necks. The only thing that differs from us and them, however, is the fact that they are not as versatile as us, meaning that they have no removability aspect of their cut-resistant fabric. At a broader look of our competitors, none of them have the versatility aspect that we do, putting us at an absolute comparative advantage. However, some of them might be comfortable, cut-resistant, and cost-effective, but not all four at the same time, like Blade Blocker.
Transitioning to our marketing tactics, this semester we've used 3 marketing tactics this semester, including social media, flyers, and in-person. Starting off with social media, we are currently only using Instagram to boost our content, and our main goal of this is just to reach our target market, which is hockey parents and hockey players. And in the future, we plan on expanding towards new social media platforms such as TikTok, Facebook, and Google Ads because of the high popularity and high success rate. Next up with flyers, we put up a few flyers in local arenas such as the Barrington Ice Rink and the Crystal Lake Ice House. And on these flyers, it tells us who we are and what we do with a QR code embedded on it that goes straight to our landing page, which then and there you can pre-order our product. And lastly, with in-person marketing, whenever we go to these ice rinks, we're able to talk face-to-face with our main target market, as I said, hockey players and hockey parents, and we can show them our prototype and what adjustments we can make towards their likings and how we can make it the best prototype for their likings. And going back to the flyers, this is where the QR code will go straight to. And obviously in the bottom left corner you can press pre-order now, which will go to our Shopify store that has our cut-proof compression shirt. Obviously you can see the sizes: youth large, small, medium, large, and extra large. We are using two pricing strategies here, such as anchor pricing. As you can see, the 119 goes down to $109.99, which is our price per unit. And we are also using penetration pricing, as our competitor is priced at $199 and we are at $109.99. As I said before, our price per unit is $109.99, which comes to our cost of goods sold comes to $52.15. $20 of this coming from the labor as our seamstress as they sew on the Velcro onto our shirt, and the remaining $22 coming from the cut-proof material, our compression shirt, and the Velcro. Then this leads us to a gross margin of 52.6%. In our first year, as Eleni said before, our first year revenue is approximately $27,000, and this comes from our goal of 250 units sold in our first year. And all the way to year 5, we are approximately estimated at $152,000, and from year 1 to 5 is a 75% growth rate each year, and we plan on expanding throughout the Midwest and generally throughout America.
When we came to you guys in February, this is the plan we said we were going to execute. Throughout our MVP process, starting in weeks 1 and 2, we put up flyers at local rinks such as Crystal Lake Ice House and Barrington Ice Arena. The flyer specifically said if you are seriously interested in our product, scan it and pre-order it. Throughout the whole MVP process, we collected 12. In weeks 3 and 4, we started an initial prototype that we sent out to hockey players in weeks 5 and 6. They would receive the prototype for an entire week, and we would gather it back at the end of the week, collect their information, and that's when we started to design what our shirt would look like in the future. As we came to the end of our MVP process, this is when we really started to make our final designs, and we have gotten in contact with the seamstress. So if we do receive funding, this is who is going to make it for us in a professional manner in the future.
This is our first mock-up of our prototype, and this is what it looks like now. The first change is that we added the Cuttex Pro Protective Neck Guard Edition. This is due to feedback we had gotten from the board and from hockey players and hockey players' parents, as well as due to the fact of the August law enacting, ensuring that all hockey players have that protective measure. Next is the improved compression shirt. We have switched out, and it allows for more comfortability and flexibility for our hockey players on the ice. Lastly, we switched from a generic polyethylene to Cuttex Pro, which is a blend of polyethylene and Kevlar, for more flexibility and more protectiveness for the hockey players.
Blade Blocker is asking for $8,700. We're projected to make profit in the first month, so we have a accumulated loss of about $0, and our starting cost would be about $7,450, which includes administrative costs, which would be LLC and insurance costs, which is around $550, development, which would be website development and more prototype development, which would be about $1,400, and then our marketing costs, which would be like social media, in-person marketing, and flyers, and then our inventory costs, which would be about 60 shirts, which would be about $3,000 of inventory, and then our utility patent of our shirt having the removable aspect, which is about $1,000. And then we also have a liquidity cushion of about $1,250 for any unexpected expenses that we run into. So in exchange for $8,700, we'll be proposing 26.5% ownership of our company based on a post-money valuation of about $33,000. And then our current exit strategy is to sell to our main competitor, War Road, after 5 years with an internal rate of return of about 47.8 and a money multiple of about 5.2.
So help Blade Blocker thrive and help bring the hockey community together so hockey players can stay safe and play fearless. Thank you.
Why are you limiting sales to boys?
Because the design of a female hockey shirt is different, and we don't have that ability to do that yet. We would need more funding right now, so that's why it's later.
So just so I'm clear, you're selling a shirt and then removable neck and wrist guards?
Yeah, so that's a part of the shirt. So there's going to be Velcro on the outside of the shirt,
okay.
and then you attach it to the outside. That's what makes us unique, so you can wash a shirt as well.
Great.
Yeah.
So is the cut guard, knowing that this is like a regulatory requirement starting in August, is the cut, and you determine that the cut guard is like an approved material to meet that requirement?
So the company, Cuttex Pro, has been in the hockey business for a decade now. So they've passed all the regulations, so the use of their product will make us acceptable.
So is the cut guard material, is that what's Velcroed on to here and to here?
Yes.
So that comes on and off?
Yeah.
That's not sewn on?
No.
No, the thing that's sewn on is the Velcro, because when in our MVP testing, our feedback is that whenever you tore off the material, whenever to put in the wash, the Velcro was kind of like peeling off because of like the adhesive. So like we switched to a more flexible Velcro so we can sew it on so it doesn't peel off.
Okay.
Where is your prototype?
So we have an initial prototype, but it's not quality, and we believe that like with the development of, if we get funding, that's when we can make a really quality prototype that we can send out to people.
So I think, if you want to move forward, I would suggest at least bring it, because it's something that I think would be helpful to kind of
Yeah,
get
I
in
can
your hands.
grab it if you guys want.
Even just to show how it comes
Yeah.
on and off?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Would be
I'll grab it
helpful.
after the questions to show you guys.
When you're determining the competitive landscape, I meant, maybe you correct me if I'm wrong, but also you can just buy like a neck gaiter or wrist guards separately, not actually part of a shirt? Is that part of the competitive landscape as well?
Yeah, I can do that one. So we ran into that, like we were talking about that too with our mentor. And there's a lot of products in the market right now that are just that, especially with this new rule. They can't really sell their product for as much, making as much money. And the fact that we have kind of all three in one makes us more unique.
Okay,
Yeah.
I would mention that.
Yeah,
I would include them in the competitive landscape and why you're better.
okay.
Your COGS, I think, were $56.
52.
Okay. Does that include the seamstress?
Yeah,
And,
I'm pretty sure I said $20 per shirt for.
okay. And then if you guys include, packaging, I don't know if you guys are trying to do retail or, direct to consumer, online e-commerce.
Yeah, right now we're just basically selling online. So
Yeah. So are you guys like tagging the shirts and putting them in some type of bag, and how is it presented? You guys thought, maybe it's too early for that, but, when you get through, that's a big part of products,
Yeah.
is how well they're packaged, and how the customer perception of that is. Just make sure that that's added to the COGS as well.
How far can you go with, like, the seamstress that you've identified? Like, how many shirts can he or she make for you?
Yeah, so obviously at the start, it's not like it's a factory where they're going
Right.
to be pumping out shirt after shirt. So that's kind of like for our initial, probably first 1 to 2 years, as we gain success and we need to sell more, then we can move into manufacturing. But I'd say that the seamstress could probably handle like 20 shirts in a day.
20 shirts a day.
Yeah, with the amount of time given. Yeah, it's about, she said she can make like 2, maybe 3 shirts in an hour, give or take. Well, so that'd be like 15 shirts in a day.
Does the neck part stick out of the jersey? Like, can you see it? Obviously it's
Yes.
good for taking that, but like, is there any opportunity to put some branding of
We
some
have
sort?
explored that, yeah, we have, so we're gonna continue, that was one of our old, like, main, unit value propositions, where we can put branding of either us or their hockey team, so we will continue exploring that as we grow.
Are you in it to win it? Yes?
8 in this.
Is there anyone else on
Yeah.
the team?
I'm moving away after this year, so I wouldn't be able to be here next year.
How about you two? No?
I put a lot of effort this year, but I think I would leave that this year.
Okay. All right.
Nice.
All right, well done, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The beginning of the presentation was the best, that personally, I feel, in terms of laying out the problem.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
it grabbed our attention immediately. So whoever did that, congratulations.
Aiden, are you interested, what year are you?
Junior.
Junior. So you're interested in moving on to business or entrepreneurship in college years?
Yes.
Okay, so just make some tweaks to some of the slides in terms of making the shirt more visible. Black on black is
Yeah.
tough to see. The reason I say this is Illinois Tech is, for students, our alumni who apply and are accepted, they're offering a $100,000 scholarship. And you will need to submit a portfolio of your work, such as a pitch presentation. So I think for the sake of Aiden, rally, do a few tweaks and hold on to that, okay?
Like, you move to like Minnesota or something?